And for more on the Aces, first win of the season, we bring in CBS Sports WNBA analyst Calvin Wetzel. And Calvin, I don't think we expected the game to be as close as we did, even without Brittany Griner and Chelsea Gray. But A'ja Wilson showed why she has won MVP 2 times and showed why she is the focal point, the centerpiece of this team. 21 of her 30 points coming in the first half. Why do you think she was able to just have her way with this Phoenix Mercury defense?
Well, you were definitely correct that we didn't expect a close game, but one thing I think a lot of people did expect is A'ja Wilson to come out this season dominating. And if you didn't expect A'ja to come out after getting snubbed for MVP last year with that 4th place vote, after just dropping her signature shoe announcement, after winning back-to-back championships, and against a team so short-handed in the front court, which, to answer your question, the main reason why she was able to dominate, obviously Phoenix without Brittany Griner is a huge reason for that. If you didn't expect her to come out after all of that and have an absolute game, I don't know what to tell you. That's who A'ja Wilson is. She's the favorite for MVP this year. 30 points, 13 rebounds. She even threw in 5 dimes, expanded her game a little bit, doing it on both ends with a few blocks. She does it all, and she is the face of the league, and this game exemplified it.
And as good as she was, in that second half, Jackie Young, right? I don't feel like people give her enough respect because she is so quiet, but the way she's improved her game, right? She had a 20-plus piece on this day. As I mentioned before, had some big free throws. What did you like from the way she attacked the game when she knew her team didn't have that rhythm that you're used to seeing them have when Chelsea Gray is on the floor?
Well, Jackie Young may become the most important player when Chelsea Gray is out because she takes on so many expanded ball handling duties, distributing duties. She led the team with 6 assists in this game. And like you said, she's so improved, and she is a player who maybe as much as anyone in the league has improved every single year of her career from when she first entered the league. And she may be doing that again this season if this game is any indication. So huge game for her, and without Chelsea Gray, and especially with Phoenix shooting the way they did, the Aces really needed it.
Right, and what really impresses me about Jackie Young is she's able to do it at all levels. She can defend, two-way player, she can hit the 3, she can hit the pull-up, but also go inside and attack with the best of them. On the other side, the Mercury, right? You have to give them credit for the way they battle because, as we mentioned at the top of it, not a lot of people expecting them to have a close game with the Aces without Brittany Griner. 15 made threes. How can they build on this performance where it's a sustainable thing and it's not just a flash in the pan?
Well, I think they have to take confidence in knowing that there are a lot of teams in this league who they beat if they play the way that they did tonight. They happen to be on the road against the best team in the league on ring ceremony night. You're going to have a tough time winning that game, even if you do drop 15 threes. But if they can play like this, and especially when Brittany Griner does come back and get her into the fold on the inside with all those shooters around her, and we're seeing a little bit of a look of what Nate Tibbetts' offense looks like in his first year as head coach of the Mercury, launching all these threes. If they can get that going with her back, they will have a lot of reason for optimism, especially on the offensive end going forward.
Yeah, and one of the players who had a really great night was Diana Taurasi. As you know, she's 41 years old, but she did not look like a 41-year-old when it came to shooting that ball. 23 points, 8 of 14 from the field. Are you shocked by that, or you feel like, okay, it's the beginning of the regular season, so her legs are going to be fresh. They're not going to be as tired or heavy as we get into the middle and the end of the season?
I probably shouldn't be shocked by it at this point. We've seen her do it for so many years now, and it sort of feels like, especially on the offensive end, that her game is ageless. But we have seen, obviously, the last couple of years that at some points during the season, she starts to miss some games, some load management. So we'll see how she holds up throughout the season this year. But if she is able to come night in, night out this season and play like this and deliver this type of game on a consistent basis, that's going to be a huge lift for the Mercury because 7 threes, she had the most threes of anyone in the WNBA tonight. 7 for 11, a big part of that shooting barrage that we talked about from the Mercury, and she's still one of the hardest players to guard when she's on her A game, which she was tonight. So that's going to be huge for the Mercury's offense if she can maintain that throughout the season.
Yeah, and they have to maximize the amount of times that she does go off right from the floor, because you don't know how long it's going to be or how often she's able to do that. But moving forward, if you're the Aces, Becky Hammon, right, if Chelsea Gray is still unable to go in the next few games, what are you looking to see from a facilitation standpoint in the way that the Aces run the offense? Because I thought there were times there where they were just stagnant and they weren't moving the ball with intentionality.
There definitely were, and you heard Becky Hammon say it, I think, in the mid-game interview when the Mercury went to a zone, for part of this game, that she said, it looks like my team's never faced a zone before, and they had times in this game where they completely dominated. We saw in the first quarter they jumped out to a 29-14 lead, but then there were times where, like you said, they got stagnant, and especially against the zone, that ball movement is so important, and they kind of struggle with that a little bit. So that's something that they can look back on the film and clean up. And when you're a team like the Aces, even when you win a game, you're always going to be looking to grow and take something from it. And I think that's what they're going to be looking to do from this game in terms of ball movement and a facilitation standpoint.
Las Vegas Aces get their first win of the season during their championship ceremony, 89-80 over the Mercury. One game down, so many more to go. Calvin Wetzel, always have a great time talking to you, man. And you can watch so many more games on CBS Sports throughout the 2024 season. Got 20 games streaming on Paramount Plus, CBS Sports Network. All these stars and more are going to be on your screens where you can watch them showcase their amazing talents.